Welcome. Thanks for joining us. The show has an NL East matchup. It's the New York Mets going up against the Atlanta Braves. We have an absolute treat on tap today as two of the game's best pitchers go head-to-head, Siggy.
Yeah, and when these two are on, it's nothing short of electric, Boog. Neither of them likes to give an inch. Fierce competitors that have been dominant all season long. Will be a legit pitching duel in this one.
We'll be back to get this one started after this. Just about set. Today's starting pitcher, Spencer Schwellenbach. But Chris, he hasn't exactly been stellar here on his home mound.
Well, I'll say this. Every player wants to perform well at their home ballpark, in front of their fans, in front of the city. And you know this guy no different. He wants to be more effective here. So, you look at the numbers. They haven't been great at home. I'm sure he wants to turn that around, and we'll see if he's able to start that in this one.
All right, ready to go here. Francisco Lindor comes up to the plate. Fastball in for a strike, and we are underway. This one in the air. Riley gets under it. Puts it away for the out. One up, one down. All right, let's take a look at the lineup. And it's clear the most important job they have today is getting to the starting pitcher early and often.
No doubt about that. That's the best way to disrupt a game. But can they do it? Certainly something for us to pay attention to in this one, partner.
Juan Soto now. Obviously a guy who makes good contact, hits for average, but one of the things in today's game, the value in the fact that he hits both righties and lefties. And first offering is fouled off. They're so reliant on the matchups nowadays, Chris, and it's huge when you don't have to sit a guy or platoon him.
When you can hit both sides in terms of pitchers' arms, you're a guy that it's hard to take out of the lineup, and I think it's very important today when everything is under the microscope.
One gone, runner at first. Pete Alonso up now for the Mets. Homered last night, added another hit as well. That one ripped. Harris ranges back. Just missed it. Throw is cut off, goes to first. Throw behind the runner, and they got him doubled off. No runs, one hit, no errors, and no one left. And now the Braves, with their first chance to hit, were scoreless. Back here with my pal Siggy, getting the nod in this one. Tylor Megill. What do we need to know here about the right-hander?
Well, this guy's just been filthy out there on the mound. Hitters batting under 200 against him, and they're just having a hard time squaring up anything, doing any type of damage. The only way he hurts himself is if he gives up the free passes and surrenders a rare home run. But outside of that, it's going to be a tough job for the opposing lineup today.
Ronald Acuna Jr., the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball one. Next offering is fouled back.
So, Boog, here's an interesting fact about Acuna. He has the most home runs at Truist Park. He passed Freddie Freeman for the top spot in 2020.
There's a swing and a drive. And that gets down in the corner. Around first, heading for two. Not in time. That's a leadoff double.
I'm sure he feels really good about that one. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. So now to the plate for Atlanta, Michael Harris II.
Really strong hitting performance recently. Can make it a 5-game hitting streak with a knock in this one.
Swing and a miss. He was late. Strike two.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Line to left, and that's a base hit. Acuna around third. He scores, and they have the lead. 1-0.
Well, that's a lonely feeling for an outfielder. The read wasn't great, and it really hurts when it costs your team a run.
Here's Marcell Ozuna.
And in the back of his mind, he's got to be thinking about home run number 300. He's sitting on 299 right now.
That's a strike across the top of the zone.
Good pitch to hit on a tee up in the zone. I think he was looking for something else right there.
Liner, base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
And there's a foul ball. Next offering is in for a strike.
It's great to get on the board in the first frame of the ball game, but here's an opportunity for them to really open things up with a couple of runners on. Let's see if they can cash in.
Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
Frustrating end to the at-bat for the hitter, and I'm sure that's going to sit on him for a little while. You want to be ready to hit the fastball. Sometimes you can overthink things, and I think that was the case right there.
Here is Matt Olson, and that one missing low.
At this point, the clean inning is over. Got to settle in, focus on the hitter, and get out of it with minimal damage.
That one's in there, and the count even 1-1. That's towards center. Taylor settles under this one. Hauls it in, and there's 2 away. Here's the Atlanta Braves lineup. They do a lot of things well in this offense, Singy. They control the strike zone. They make pitchers work hard for outs. And as a result, one of the better OBP teams in the league.
Well, what I love about it is it's an organizational philosophy. Whether you go to instructional league, whether you go to spring training, you see these guys even during batting practice when it doesn't matter. They're practicing that type of approach, Boog. And when you have that filtering through the organization, even when you call up a player, he steps right in and continues with the pattern that they have established at this level, which ultimately leads to a lot of success.
A little bit high, and now it's even 1-1. You know, you translate on base percentage, it's basically this. Teams that have a high on base percentage, they don't make outs at a very high rate. That's my... And he got him. Strike 3, and that'll retire the side. So 1 run in the inning on this base hit. It's now a 1-0 ball game. New inning getting started, and stepping in for New York, Brandon Nimmo. And Singy, we already know he's going to finish the season with a new career high in home runs. Nimmo, in his 9th season, 31 years old, and he's driven in double-digit runs over his last 10 games. 2 of the most potent offenses in the game squaring off. Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. And that gets down into the gap. Around first and hustling for second. And he's got a leadoff double.
He was all over that one. Anytime you can drive a ball into the gap the other way, it feels so good. And that's when you know you're right where you need to be at the plate. It's even better when it gets you extra bases. Gotta love looking in at your dugout and seeing your teammates fired up.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Here's Jesse Winker.
Possibly thinking about home run number 100 here. He's just 1 shy of that milestone.
That's a base hit. Coming home. Here's the throw to the plate. It's off the mark, and he scores. It's 1-1.
puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. You'll often hear the phrase short to it, long through it, and that's a great example of it right there. Got the barrel in the hitting zone early, squared it up with the well-timed swing, and came away with a beautiful line drive into center field.
And now it's Mark Vientos, third on the National League leaderboard for batting average. Fastball for a strike. Vientos launched a homer in his most recent game. Swing and a high fly ball right field. Under it is Acuna to make the grab.
Batting seventh, the second baseman, Jeff McNeil.
Jeff McNeil stands in. Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. Hauls it in for the out. And there are 2 outs.
Batting eighth, the center fielder, Tyrone.
And
Taylor.
Stepping in is the speedy Tyrone Taylor.
He's been tearing it up at the plate recently. Hits in each of the last 6 games.
And he swings and misses, and it's 0-1.
Well, there's a certain point where you have to commit to what you think you see, and he guessed wrong right there. Nasty slider with just terrific bite at the end.
That's off the inside corner, and it's a ball and a strike. That's to third. Tosses to first. That ends the frame. But they pick up 1 run on the RBI single. All even now at 1-1. And welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom half of inning number 2. Now in for the Braves, Ozzie Albies. Megill back to work. That pitch gets the corner. 0-1.
That's a good pitch there. Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the edge. And that's one of those, if you swing at it, you hit a broken bat as you jog back to the dugout.
And down on strikes. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one.
Been a pretty rough start to this series for him at the plate. 3 strikeouts in the first game yesterday. Another one right there. They've clearly got a great plan for how to deal with this guy right now.
Here's Sean Murphy. Check swing, and he went. And that is strike 1.
1 strike.
Megill winds and deals. Swings and misses. And the count is 0-2.
Talk about tying a guy up. That was ugly.
Foul ball, still 0-2. And that one popped in the air, left field. Nimmo makes the grab, out number 2.
Batting ninth, the shortstop, Orlando.
Here's Orlando Arcia. And a good fastball to start him off. That's strike 1. 2 outs, base is empty. That clips the zone, and the count is 0-2. Just off the inside edge. Slides for the stop. Gathers and throws, and that's a great play for the out. Braves are set down 1-2-3. Score remains deadlocked at 1. All set for the start of the inning. Now, Luis Torrens.
Luis Torrens.
And a foul ball. Swing and a foul out of play. Grounds one to short. Arcia to first. Leadoff man retired here in the third. So the batting order turns over. Now up to hit Francisco Lindor. He's 0 for 1. Rip to short. Throws across the diamond. Lindor retired.
Now batting, right fielder Juan Soto.
And now it's Juan Soto. 1 for 1 with a single so far. And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. Going, gone. A towering shot to center, and they grab the lead. It's 2-1.
He's going to the plate with a ton of confidence lately, and he's getting the results to back it up. No doubt, those two things feed off one another. Boog, I wasn't sure he hit that one as hard as he needed to get it out of here, but it had just enough behind it for the homer. What an attempt at the wall, though. He really gave a terrific effort to try and bring that one back.
Here's Pete Alonso. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
The left fielder, number 9.
And that hit carries a little extra meaning, Boog. It keeps his hitting streak going. He is dialed in at the dish right now.
I don't think there's a more confident hitter in all of baseball right now. Looks like he's expecting a knock every time he steps to the plate. Here's Brandon Nimmo. Swung on, belted. That one's carrying. And it's caught just in front of the wall. One scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. And it's now a 2-1 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball on The Show. Back at Truist Park. Now it's the right fielder, Ronald Acuna Jr.
Ronald Acuna Jr.
And that is in for a strike. 0-1.
Not sure if he was expecting for the pitcher to come right at him, but he got a nice cookie there and just watched it the entire way.
Yeah, that's fouled off.
Pretty good pitch there to take a rip at. He wants to get his arms extended. He likes the ball away from him a little bit, just not able to square it up.
Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. To third, Vientos. In the dirt, nice pick.
Great fundamentals there at first base. A textbook example of putting your body in position to make a play and doing just that. That's how they teach you to do it.
Now the number 2 hitter, Michael Harris II. Ground ball, Alonso. He'll do it himself. 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Marcell.
So up next, Marcell Ozuna. He's on the verge of a milestone. His next home run will be the 300th of his career. That one ripped, but foul. Two outs. Foul ball. It stays 0-2. Got him. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Braves go down quickly here, and they trail it here 2-1. Back here in Atlanta, out of the fourth. So now here's the Mets DH, Jesse Winker. He's sitting on 99 career homers. We'll see if this is the moment to notch number 100. That one is upstairs.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. And Acuna able to make the ground. And a quick out, number 1.
Now batting, third baseman, Mark.
And now Mark Vientos flied to right his first time. Swings and blasts one deep to left center. And that one hops the wall. Now he'll turn for second. And he's in with a stand-up double.
Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. Nice line drive to the pull side. Met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
And now here's Jeff McNeil. He popped out his first time. In the air, left field, down the line. This looks like extra bases. Runner from second crosses the plate. It's 3-1.
Now batting, the center fielder, Tylor Megill.
Here's the center fielder, Tyrone Taylor. 0 for 1 so far. And that one fouled off. Runner at second here, 1 gone. And that one is lifted in the air. Under it is Acuna to make the grab. Runner tags and will move up to third. And next for the Mets, Luis Torrens. So RBI spot, but Chris, this is a guy that is not really swinging the bat all that well here.
In this situation, you have a real good opportunity to get swings and misses and record a strikeout. I think you attack him in this spot.
That's a base hit as a run scores.
Everything came together for him. Challenged him with the fastball right in the heart of the zone, and he was clearly ready to jump all over it.
And now it's Frankie Lindor.
On the mound, he's got to remember his offense can score a lot. So if he can hit the reset button from here going forward, there's still a chance that his club can win this ball game.
Right-hander kicks, deals. Foul ball there. Torrens off of first with 2 away. Center field. Harris has a beat on it. And he makes the catch. And that is that. They get 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. To the bottom of inning number 4 now. It's the Mets 4 and the Braves 1. Welcome back as we take a peek at the starting pitching so far this year.
Riley.
Swings through that one for strike one.
Oh, he's looking great so far. It helps when over 80% of your first pitches are strikes. He might be able to go the distance if he keeps this up.
Swing and a miss.
He's been pitching well, but we'll see what kind of adjustment the hitters make this second time through the order. We'll know if he's got really good stuff in this one or not.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Wow, short work to send him packing to start the inning, and no messing around either. All three pitches were in the strike zone, attack mode all the way, and that's pretty impressive given the pop he was dealing with at the plate.
And it's fouled away. One out, base is empty. And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it.
Quickly in an 0-2 count, you've got to figure out a way to shorten your path to the baseball. Put it in play somewhere, then you got a chance.
Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts.
Well, when you commit to throwing an inside fastball to your glove side and cross the strike zone, especially with 2 strikes, if you're going to miss, you want to miss off the plate in. You do not want to leave it out over the heart of the plate. So that was excellent execution on that pitch. Really tied him up, and he couldn't get a piece at all.
Foul ball. Foul ball, still 0-2. 2 down, nobody on. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. And that just misses.
Well, this is a guy that can be frustrating for pitchers because he fouls off so many pitches and grinds out the at-bat. I'm sure there's sometimes where a pitcher would rather just give up a first pitch single than have to waste 6 or 7 pitches on one hitter.
And he grounds one to the right side. McNeil gets it to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Braves. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. On to the top of the 5th we go. It's the Mets 4 and the Braves 1. Welcome back as we take a look at how today's starting pitchers have fared so far. Schwellenbach back to work. Just missed. Soto in his 8th season, a member of the 1,000 hit club, and he's a former home run derby champ. And that one pulled foul. Next pitch is inside. 2-2.
Well, the good thing so far is that he hasn't issued any free passes. Unfortunately, they're making pretty good contact. So not getting the swings and misses and making that defense work behind him.
Close one, doesn't get the call. And it's 3-2.
Well, as a pitcher, when you make a big pitch down around the knees and don't get the call, it'll eat at you out there. So some handle it a little bit better than others. And right here, clearly letting the ump hear it a little bit.
Swings and misses, struck him out.
Man, I really like the ability to bounce back right there after not getting a call. He probably should have gotten. He didn't let it affect his focus, and he came back with another good pitch to get him swinging.
Alonso in the box with one away as he takes ball 1. That's in there, and it's 1-1. Base is empty, 1 away, and we're at the top of the 5th.
Well, I've noticed they've been pitching him hard inside, and the key is if you're going to make a mistake, you got to make it off the dish. If it leaks out over the plate with this kind of power, you'll be asking for a new baseball.
Battling here as he fouls it away. Swing and a miss, and he chases that one in the dirt. Gets the out, 2 down after the strikeout. Chris, third time through the order, and a couple of quick outs for the starter.
Yeah, he's been very frugal today, economical with the pitch count.
2 outs, base is empty. Digging in, Brandon Nimmo, 1 for 2. And first offering is fouled off. Up the middle, and he knocks it down. Safe at first, and an infield single keeps the inning going.
No problem beating out the infield hit right there. Good hustle getting down the line. That's one of those you classify as just too hot to handle. Hit it on the screws, and it couldn't be fielded cleanly, but you can't really blame the defense in that case.
So, man aboard, and now here is Jesse Winker. Broken bat, and it's popped up. In there safely. And, oh, no, it's out of play. Just a terrible throw there.
Definitely a costly throwing error right there. And because it ended up out of play, the runners move up to second and third. So now they have to contend with the pair of runners in scoring position. So on the mound, you just have to try to minimize the damage.
Here comes the manager out of the Braves dugout, and he will make a move to the pen. Spencer Schwellenbach will depart, and he's not going to be happy with himself. New pitcher on the mound in a moment. Here comes a new arm for the Braves, number 63.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
So 2 on with 2 away. Mark Vientos now at the plate. And a foul ball.
Well, he's so good about trying to drive the ball to the opposite field gap in these situations. If he takes that approach, he could bust this game wide open.
Nimmo on third. Winker at second with 2 gone. There's a high chopper. Arcia throws to first, and that is the inning. 2 left for the Mets as they hold on to a 4-1 lead. And we're back. And now it's the switch hitting second baseman, Ozzie Albies. Swing and a foul straight back.
You know, these Braves just aren't putting great swings on the baseball in this one. Just 1 extra base hit for them, so they haven't exactly been hitting the ball gap to gap or out of the park. That makes it really difficult to generate runs.
Foul ball. It stays 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Picks up strikeout number 7.
Simply said, this guy's flailing at the plate right now. Just disconnected from head to toes in terms of the sink of his body. That's his 5th strikeout of the series, and we're just 2 games in. So hoping to see some kind of adjustment out of him. His at-bats are just a little tough to watch right now.
So here's Murphy now.
Oh, I think the key, I mean, if he can get through 1 more inning, anything after that, a hitter or 2 is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
Next offering is in for a strike.
All right, now, he may have not liked either of those first 2 pitches or agreed with the umpire's calls, but at this point, he's going to have to bear down and be ready to hit anything close to the zone.
Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, he's been racking up the strikeouts, and what's so impressive, not
11.
walking anyone. I mean,
Shortstop,
this guy's
Orlando.
just going right after hitters, filling up the
Garcia.
strike zone, and it looks like hitters, they're trying to think with him, but they just are a pitch behind. Dominating stuff out there on the mound.
That one gets down for a hit, and that extends the inning for Ronald Acuna Jr.
The right fielder, number 13, Ronald.
Here's Ronald Acuna Jr. He wrote a terrific piece before the season that detailed his love for baseball.
Yeah, he and his friends would play at the beach, in a huge lot behind the hospital, or out on the street. All they needed was a newspaper and some tape, and they were ready for a game.
Close one, doesn't get the call, and that's ball one. Swing and a miss.
1-1.
The 1-1 is fouled off. The Mets leading by 3, last half of inning number 5. Fouls it off, still 1-2. Popped up left side, Lindor. Nabs it, and that will end the inning. One left for Atlanta, and they trail it 4-1. Back here at the ballpark, let's check out the latest news from around the league. And first offering is fouled off. Bounce to the right side. Olsen. Off balance throw in time. Now one gone in the top of the 6th.
Up next for the Mets, the center fielder, Tyrone Taylor.
Tyrone Taylor digs in now. I think when you contemplate him as a player, the first thing you think about is defense, and you think about that great arm.
I also think about the speed. If he can get on, that's going to give one more thing for that pitcher to think about.
Swing and a foul straight back. And a swing and a miss there.
0-2.
Trying to bunt his way on. And that bunt goes foul. It's a strikeout.
The catcher, number 13,
And here's the catcher, Luis Torrens. This is a guy who is very highly regarded defensively. Fun to watch him control stuff behind the plate. Good game caller, good at framing, but it's that big arm that really stands out. And first offering is fouled off.
When you got a catcher like this guy with a big arm like that behind the plate, it really shuts down the running game.
Ground ball up the middle, into the outfield, base hit. And that turns the lineup over.
Up next for the Mets, the shortstop.
Here's Francisco Lindor. To the right side, Albies. Tosses to first. Lindor retired. And that's the 3rd out. So one hit is all they get. 2, 3, 4 due up in the home half of the 6th. It's the Mets 4 and the Braves 1. And welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the 6th. So now to the plate for Atlanta, Michael Harris II. Hit hard on the ground to short. Lindor on to first. And that's one out as they get the leadoff hitter in the 6th.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Marcell Ozuna next up for the Braves. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play.
I'm impressed by the number of first pitch strikes. He's not afraid of contact. Some guys, they'll nibble just because they don't want to get hit hard. That's not what we're seeing here.
Cut on and miss. Struck him out. That's his 9th strikeout so far. Here's Austin Riley. His righty-lefty splits there.
Third baseman, Austin Riley.
That one finds the zone, and it's 0-1.
Oh, he's got to be pretty proud of this outing so far. Sometimes guys cower coming into a ballpark like this, but he has attacked hitters. Pitching on the road like this is very impressive. This has been a treat to watch.
Swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. And the Braves go down quietly. And this is still a 4-1 ball game. New pitcher for the Braves, Dylan Lee.
Number 52.
And one thing on him, he's been really good this season at keeping the ball in the park. Not an easy guy to take deep.
Here's Juan Soto. He's already homered in this game. He's a guy who does it all. With the lack of contact in today's game, this guy hits for contact, so he delivers average, but there's on-base and slugging too.
Early in the count, you have to be real careful because of that power, but then if this hitter gets a strike or two on him, he's still very comfortable, and because he has the ability to get the barrel to the baseball.
This one swung on and hit well, way back there. And that one is off the top of the wall. Throws to second, and he's out, trying for two.
Gotta love the hustle and the attitude there to try to stretch that single into a double, but unfortunately thrown out at second base. He was so close to being in scoring position.
And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. Ball one, no strikes. Base is empty. One away here in the top half of inning number 7. Ground ball, Austin Riley. Fires across the diamond, and that takes care of Alonso.
The left fielder, number 9, Brandon Nimmo.
2 down, base is empty. Brandon Nimmo up now for the Mets. And that drops in for a strike. Swing and a miss at a slider.
2 really good back-to-back sliders. Now in an 0-2 count. He's feeling real confident about finishing this hitter off. He can go anywhere he wants.
In the air on the infield. Riley brings it in for the 3rd out. Nothing doing for the Mets, but they lead it 4-1. Welcome back as we take a look at their upcoming schedule.
The first baseman, Matt Olson.
That one hit to right. Soto. And there's one down.
Woo, he was all over that first pitch fastball. Just barely missed it. Man, this guy was ready to hit.
Here's the switch hitting left fielder Jurickson Profar. 0 for 2 in this one.
This lineup is having a tough time finding a good rhythm at the plate. Their swings are disjointed, which tells me they're having issues with pitch recognition.
The Braves trailing by 3 here at the bottom of the 7th. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
1 down, base is empty. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Well, that splitter out of the hand, it just sort of jumps on you, and your interpretation is here comes a fastball again. Well, it never really reaches because the bottom falls out of it and you swing over the top. And that's why they call it a split finger fastball, because it looks like a four-seamer.
And here comes Ozzie Albies to the dish. Who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Check swing, called strike. Swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes for the 3rd straight at bat. Offense held in check there. We look ahead to inning number 8. It's the Mets 4 and the Braves 1.
Now pitching for
Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Aaron Bummer.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
So now the DH spot. Jesse Winker. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
Gonna really need to hang in there with that front side against this left-handed breaking ball.
And that one fouled off. And that skips in the dirt. In the dirt, 2-2.
Well, he might have to look for a different put-away pitch right here, 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times in this at-bat, so might have it timed up and ready for it.
On the ground to first. He takes it on his own. Leadoff man is out here in the 8th.
Now batting, 3rd baseman, Mark.
So up next for New York, Mark Vientos. 1 for 3. And that's in the dirt. And that's in for a strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Line drive, caught.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
On the ground to 3rd. Throw on to Olsen, and the Mets go 1-2-3. 3 up, 3 down that time. Last half of the 8th coming up. It's the Mets 4 and the Braves 1.
Now pitching for
back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th. Huascar Brazovan.
Well, he's been a really tough guy to take deep this season. You usually have to string some hits together in order to get to him.
So digging in, Sean Murphy. He's built his reputation as one of the top framers in the sport.
Murphy.
Well, it's critical right here that they bear down and turn in some quality at bats. Try to chip away at that lead, because if it gets to the 9th, that closer's coming in.
Out in front with the swing, and that is strike 1.
Well, in this one, the offense has sputtered. Somebody's got to find a way to get on, keep the line moving, and manufacture at least 1 run. Then maybe you get 2 or 3.
1 ball, 2 strike.
Fights that one away. Still 1-2. Caught him looking for the K.
Now batting.
Orlando Arcia. Next up for the Braves.
Arcia.
Right through there for a strike. Brazaban, a righty that throws with power. He features a changeup, a cutter, a sinker, and he works in a four-seamer. Tylor ranging after it. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And there's 2 down.
The right fielder, number 13.
And here is Ronald Acuna Jr. Not your prototypical leadoff guy. Gets on base, yes, but also some power. That one fouled off.
Well, this is just par for the course these days. Huge fastballs coming out of the bullpen.
There's a swing and a miss.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
On the ground right side. And that's just foul. 2 down, nobody on. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. He goes down looking.
Now pitching for
We're
the
back.
Braves.
It's the top of the 9th. And there's a new
Number
pitcher on the
16.
mound. Buck Farmer.
Buck
He pitched yesterday, and we'll see him once again. Tyrone Taylor getting ready to hit. 0 for 3. A fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. On the ground right side. Albies fires over to first. And they get the leadoff man in the 9th.
The catcher, number 14,
Luis Torrens, the next to hit. Up the middle, Albies jumps, throws, nicely done for the out.
Now batting, the shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
2 outs, base is empty. And now the shortstop, Francisco Lindor. And the first offering is not close. That's out to center field. And that is that. Nothing doing here this half. 2-3-4 set to hit in the bottom of the 9th. It's the Mets 4 and the Braves 1. Welcome back, and here comes the closer, Edwin Diaz.
And if you dig into his walk rate, his numbers are really impressive. He's really filled up the strike zone this season, so these batters better be ready to swing the bats.
Now in for the Braves, Michael Harris II.
The center fielder, Michael Harris.
And first offering is fouled off. Diaz, multi-time All-Star. He features a 4-seam fastball, a slider, and he works in a 2-seamer. Popped up right side. McNeil makes the grab, 1 down.
Up next for the Braves, the designated hitter,
Marcell Ozuna. Next up for the Braves.
Ozuna.
He swings and drives one out to deep left field. That's going back. Back some more. Got all of that one. A big home run for him, certainly. Number 300 for his career. Someone get him that baseball.
Well, you have to appreciate what he's been able to do in his career. He's truly established himself as one of the great power hitters in the game today. And this is a milestone he can be really proud of. There are a lot of very good hitters that never get to 300 homers in their careers.
So here's Riley now. There's the strike. Late on that fastball.
Well, so many hard-throwing relievers in the game these days, you would think that hitters have made the adjustment, but I don't know if you ever get used to it. Just pumping gas out of the bullpen, so hard to play catch-up.
One down, base is empty. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Now only one out remaining.
And there's another strikeout, and those are just continuing to pile up. His confidence level has got to be dropping. He's got to find a way to make an adjustment move, get back on track. His team needs it.
So it's their last chance in this one. Matt Olson next up for the Braves. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
Late in the game, everyone gets a little tighter. Way to get ahead on a really good hitter right there.
0-2.
One strike away. Got him, and that's the ball game.
21 wins in a row. Everyone around this team, the players, the trainers, the clubhouse guys, the fans, they come to the ballpark expecting to see a win night in and night out. They tie the 1935 Chicago Cubs. Can't wait to see if they can get to 22.
And your final 4-2. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon.